Hi everyone, Granthony Slamtano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of this new Metro Boomin project, a Futuristic Summa. Here we have the newest and second commercial mixtape from Atlanta super producer Metro Boomin, a Missouri native who is probably one of the most impactful beatsmiths of the modern era. His work with artists like Future and 21 Savage and Migos really helped mainstream the modern Atlanta music scene in the 2010s. And sure, while he may not have been the only producer to contribute to that paradigm shift, he is definitely one of the only ones to become a household name in his own right. Thanks not only to multiple successful collab albums where his name is right there next to the artists he's primarily working with, be it Nav or Big Sean or Gucci Mane, but he's also masterminded some pretty massive solo projects as well, and had his name and fingerprints all over that Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse soundtrack from back in 2023. And considering he produced like that, he clearly had a hand in the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef that dominated our feeds. Well, it's still dominating our stupid-ass feeds right now. The growth of Metro's popularity and influence in recent years has most definitely coincided with a homogenization of mainstream hip-hop today a bit. And now it's to the point where it feels like Southern hip-hop, or really any sound that specifically originates out of Atlanta, can come from just about anywhere on the internet. And while the damage at this point is probably already done in terms of like, a lot of music in the US today losing its regionality, I guess Metro is trying to counteract that in his own way on this new project, which again is a mixtape, but it's kind of like in a double album format. It's got 24 tracks, 2 discs, and with the batch of songs here, he's not just giving us a very Atlanta sound, but a throwback sound too. Something that is very specifically mid-2000s, early 2010s, and is a strain of pop rap packed with these party anthem choruses, futuristic synths, and crispy trap beats. Think back to hits like T.I.'s Whatever You Like or Jeezy's My Hood, or any number of Soulja Boy bangers from this time period. And Metro, of course, with this sound and his knowledge of this era, was able to pepper this track list with a lot of names that contributed to this trend, be it Young Dro or Travis Porter or Roscoe Dash. And a move from Metro at this point, like this in his career, is a really interesting one, because right now he has the track record and the influence and the impact to be able to just like accept the fact that he's helped change the modern rap landscape to fit his style, and he could just be like enjoying the spoils without thinking about it. But instead he's choosing to go niche and nostalgic, not only because what's on trend can make or break a new album from an artist of Metro's size, but on top of it, this sound and era in the grander scheme of things was just so short-lived and mostly led to a lot of one-hit wonders and one-off singles from artists whose greater catalogs weren't necessarily defined specifically by this sound. So yeah, not only is Metro trying to make a bygone era work on a new project today, but also he's giving us over 20 tracks of stuff in this direction, over 70 minutes of runtime. And I guess for me personally, therein lies the problem with Futuristic Summa, because out of the gate, this wasn't built to be a super versatile, dynamic sound. And as a result, Metro paints himself in a corner pretty quickly on this thing, as the direction of this tape gets fairly predictable by around the 10th song. Never mind the second disc, which is loaded with repetitive feature placements, as well as a horrendous run of sung appearances that just don't go over very well, whether it's on Don't Stop Dancin' or Overly Trim or Partying and Drinking. Tracks like these, in my opinion, would have either been fixed, sung by somebody else, or just left on the cutting room floor when devising a more sensible track list. Because you have to admit, even if you like this sound and are nostalgic for it on some level, and to a degree I am, I mean, I remember some of these hits when I was in college, an entire 2 discs of this is a lot. But still, even if Futuristic Summa is a bit bloated, some of the most fun pop rap I've heard all this year does appear on this tape. And I do think for the most part, Metro does pull through with a very faithful tribute to this style, whether it's with the first full song on the project, I Want It All, which features some 808 drums, cute synth, flute, and horns, soaring chorus vocals from J Money too. It is an undeniably bright, blissful, sweet cut. There's also Take Me Through There, which has all these girly group refrains that I love, plucky MIDI strings to a charismatic verse from none other than Quavo. It's a track that is simple and effective. Then from here we have more insanely good hooks with Loose Screws, as well as Stealing All the Swag. And going deeper into the project, Slide is like this neon lit dance number that comes from a time when people actually used to dance when a dance song came on at the club. There's also some very cute call and response boy-girl vocals on this one that I love a lot. But again, a great project isn't just simply highlights. An entire double tape like this is only going to be as good as its consistency, as some of its weakest moments. And you do have tracks in the first half of this thing like Clap featuring Waka Flocka Flame, which, I mean, that's a name I'm very excited to see on this tape. And I do love his contribution on the closing track. But on this particular song, which features like a very skeletal instrumental, his performance is more mild than I would have wanted it to be. Meanwhile, you have tracks like Lil Shit, where personally I think chorus-wise, it kind of feels like everybody's just throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks. It's not the best example of songwriting on this thing. And unfortunately, Futuristic Summa does lose even more steam in the second half, as you get cuts like I Go that have no business being this forgettable. The Young Thug appearance, which is another name that should be electrifying on a tape like this, is one of the most boring this entire thing has to offer. But yeah, sadly, I just think in total there are too many skips on this thing, too many tracks that are just so plainly okay. I do think one of the better rap albums of 2025, though, is somewhere in here, but in order to get there, like, there would need to be a lot of pairing done in order to get to that point, which is why in its current state, even if I do really appreciate and like the stylistic direction, the era tribute that Metro tried to pull off here, I am feeling like a decent 2 strong 6 on this thing. Transition, have you given this album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well over here next to my head. It's another video that you can check out. Hit that up or a link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Metro Boomin, forever.